Introduction. Welcome. I want to tell you something honestly. This is not the kind of book where I give you quick tips and then disappear. This is not about motivation for a few pages and then nothing changes. This is something bigger, something more real, because what we're talking about here is the difference between a scattered life and a powerful one. We live in a world that wants to steal your attention. Your phone buzzes because it wants to control your mind. Social media scrolls because it wants to break your focus. People talk loudly because they want to scatter your thoughts. And most people, they give in instantly, completely carelessly. They lose their direction. They lose their clarity. They lose their power. And the sad truth is, most people don't even realize how much of their life they are wasting with their own scattered attention. That one day spent scrolling that could have built something beautiful. That 1 hour of worry that could have been 1 hour of progress. That 1 week of distraction that changed nothing. So today I'm asking you to slow down and listen. Because if you truly understand what I'm about to share, you will become the kind of person who doesn't just dream. You will become the kind of person who achieves, creates, builds, succeeds. Not because life is easy, but because you no longer let the world scatter your mind. This book is not just for people who want to be successful. This is for people who are tired of being broken by distraction. This is for people who are ready to finally take their focus back. And I promise you this. If you stay with me till the end, you will understand a kind of power most people never learn in their entire life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Cost of a Scattered Mind. The Hidden Thief. There's a thief in your life. It doesn't break into your house. It doesn't steal your money. It steals something more precious, your attention, your focus, your ability to think clearly. And you invite this thief in every single day, every notification, every distraction, every time you check your phone without thinking, every time you jump from task to task without finishing anything. You're feeding the thief that's stealing your life. Most people think distraction is harmless. Just a quick check, just 5 minutes, just one video. But distraction is not harmless, it's deadly. Because when you can't focus, you can't create. When you can't create, you can't build. When you can't build, you can't succeed. When you can't succeed, you can't live the life you dream about. The real cost. Think about this. How many dreams have you abandoned because you couldn't focus long enough to make them real? How many books could you have written with the time you spent scrolling? How many skills could you have learned with the hours you gave to meaningless distractions? How many relationships could you have deepened if you were truly present instead of mentally scattered? The cost of a scattered mind is not just time, it's your entire future. Example, the architect who lost everything. There was once an architect, talented and full of dreams. She wanted to design buildings that would inspire people. She had the skills, the creativity, the vision. But slowly, distractions crept in. She would start designing, then check her phone. Work for 10 minutes, then browse social media. Sketch for a while, then get lost in online shopping. Her focus scattered like leaves in the wind. Her designs became ordinary. Her creativity dried up. Her clients went elsewhere. Years later, she worked in a corporate office reviewing other people's plans instead of creating her own masterpieces, not because she wasn't talented enough, not because she didn't have the opportunity, but because she never learned to protect her focus. The solution starts now. You can't build a powerful life with a scattered mind. You can't achieve great things with broken attention. You can't create something beautiful if you can't focus on it long enough to see it through. But here's the truth that changes everything. Focus is not a gift, it's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it, develop it, master it. Chapter 2. The Myth of Multitasking, the Great Lie. The world tells you multitasking makes you productive. The world is lying. Multitasking doesn't make you faster, it makes you weaker. It doesn't make you efficient, it makes you exhausted. It doesn't make you successful, it makes you scattered. Because here's what science has proven and what ancient wisdom always knew. The human mind cannot truly focus on two things at once. When you think you're multitasking, you're actually task switching. And every time you switch, you lose something. You lose focus, you lose quality, you lose power. Every time your brain switches from one task to another, it takes time to refocus. Scientists call this the switching cost. But the real cost is much higher. You don't just lose time, you lose depth, you lose creativity, you lose the ability to think clearly and work powerfully. When you try to do everything, you do nothing. Well, when you focus on nothing, you achieve nothing great. The power of one. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They focus on one thing at a time. They give their complete attention to the task in front of them. When they work, they only work. When they're with family, they're fully present. When they learn, they immerse themselves completely. This is not about doing less. This is about being more focused, more intentional, more powerful. Chapter 3. The Sacred Space of Focus. Create your fortress. Your environment shapes your focus. If your space is chaotic, your mind becomes chaotic. If your space is cluttered, your thoughts become cluttered. But when you create a sacred space for focus, something magical happens. Your mind begins to associate that space with deep work, with clarity, with power. This space doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be yours, clean, quiet, free from distractions. The rules of sacred space. First rule, no phone. Your phone is not your friend when you need to focus. It's your enemy. Every notification is an attack on your attention. Every buzz is a break in your concentration. Second rule, one task only. This space is for deep work, not busy work. Choose one important thing and focus only on that. Third rule, silence the world. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Tell people not to disturb you. Protect this time like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Building your own sanctuary. Find a space that can be yours for focus time. It might be a corner of your room, a spot in your garden, even a specific chair. Clean it completely. Remove anything that doesn't serve your focus. Make it simple, peaceful, purposeful. Use this space only for your most important work. Train your mind to know that when you enter this space, distraction is not allowed. Your space is your fortress. Guard it carefully. Chapter 4. The Art of Single-tasking. In a world obsessed with doing more, faster, quicker, we've forgotten the most powerful skill of all, the ability to do one thing completely. Single-tasking is not just about productivity. It's about presence. It's about giving your full self to whatever is in front of you. When you single-task, you don't just complete work, you create excellence. You don't just finish tasks, you build mastery. What is deep work? There are two types of work in this world: shallow work and deep work. Shallow work is busy, but not important. Checking emails, scrolling social media, attending meaningless meetings. Anyone can do shallow work. And shallow work creates shallow results. Deep work is focused, intentional, powerful, writing, creating, problem-solving, learning, building something meaningful. Deep work creates extraordinary results. But deep work requires something most people can't give: complete focus, undivided attention, the courage to shut out everything else. Example: the chef's transformation. There was a chef who owned a struggling restaurant. He would try to cook, take orders, manage staff, and handle finances all at once. His food was mediocre. His service was poor. His business was failing. One day, an old master chef visited his kitchen. He watched for an hour, then said, "You cook like a machine, not like an artist. When you cook, only cook. When you taste, only taste. When you create, only create." The chef took this advice. He focused completely on one dish at a time. He gave his full attention to each ingredient, each technique, each flavor. The transformation was immediate. His food became exceptional. Word spread, customers returned. Within months, his restaurant was thriving. Same chef, same kitchen, but now the power of complete focus. The method that changes everything. Here's how to master single tasking. Choose one task. Not two, not three. One. Set a timer. Start with 25 minutes. This is your focus session. During these 25 minutes, nothing else exists except this one task. Eliminate all distractions. Phone off. Notifications silenced. Door closed. This time belongs to your task and nothing else. Work with complete focus. Don't check the time. Don't think about other tasks. Just be fully present with what you're doing. Take a break. After 25 minutes, rest for 5 minutes. Then start another session. When you master single tasking in one area of your life, it spreads everywhere. You become more present in conversations. You listen more deeply. You work more efficiently. You stop living life scattered across 1,000 distractions. You start living life deeply, intentionally, powerfully. Chapter 5. Control the digital monster. Your phone sits in your pocket, innocent and quiet. But it's not innocent. It's the most powerful distraction device ever created. Every app is designed to capture your attention. Every notification is crafted to break your focus. Every buzz is engineered to make you check, scroll, react, and most people are trapped without even knowing it. You think you control your phone, but if you check it first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and dozens of times in between, your phone controls you. The true cost of this distraction. Every time you check your phone unnecessarily, you're not just losing those few seconds. You're losing much more. You're training your brain to crave distraction. You're teaching your mind that focus is not necessary. You're building the habit of being scattered. Studies show it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after a distraction. Think about that. One phone notification can steal 23 minutes of deep focus from your day. How many notifications do you get? How much of your life is being stolen? How to detox digital. You don't have to throw your phone away, but you must take control of it before it completely controls you. Morning protection. Don't check your phone for the first hour after waking up. Use this time for reflection, planning, or working on your most important task. Turn off all non-essential notifications. You don't need to know every time someone likes your post or sends you an email. Create spaces and times where phones are not allowed. Meals, bedrooms, focused work sessions. When you do check your phone, handle messages immediately or not at all. Don't just scroll mindlessly. Stop using devices 1 hour before sleep. Your mind needs time to rest, not more stimulation. Social. Media promises connection but delivers comparison. It promises inspiration but creates insecurity. It promises to inform but often misinforms. When you scroll through social media, you're not just wasting time. You're comparing your real life to other people's highlight reels. You're training your brain to seek external validation instead of internal satisfaction. The most focused people severely limit their social media use. They understand that every minute spent comparing themselves to others is a minute not spent building themselves. The freedom on the other side. When you tame your digital distractions, something beautiful happens. You start to think more clearly. You become more creative. You work more efficiently. You remember what it feels like to be truly present with your work, with your family, with yourself. Chapter 6. The Power of Saying No, the Hidden Prison. Most people are trapped in a prison they built themselves, a prison made of yes. Yes to every request. Yes to every opportunity. Yes to every invitation. Yes to everything and everyone except the things that truly matter. They say yes because they want to be liked. They say yes because they're afraid of missing out. They say yes because they don't know what they really want. But here's the truth that changes everything. Every yes to the wrong thing is a no to the right thing. The myth of opportunity. People fear saying no because they think every opportunity is precious. They think every invitation is important. They think every request deserves their attention. But not all opportunities are equal. Most opportunities are distractions disguised as importance. The people who achieve the most are not the people who say yes to everything. They're the people who say no to almost everything so they can say yes to the few things that truly matter. The art of saying no. Saying no is not about being rude. It's about being strategic. It's not about being unhelpful. It's about being helpful to the right people at the right time. Here's how to say no with grace and power. Be clear, not cruel. Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to this right now. Explain your focus. I'm focusing all my energy on your priority this year. Offer an alternative. I can't do this, but perhaps someone else would be perfect for it. Don't over-explain. Long explanations sound like excuses. Short explanations sound like decisions. Before saying yes to anything, ask yourself these questions. Does this move me closer to my most important goals? Is this the best use of my time and energy right now? What will I have to say no to if I say yes to this? If the answers don't align with your priorities, the answer should be no, even if it's a good opportunity, even if it makes you uncomfortable to refuse. The freedom of boundaries. When you learn to say no to the wrong things, you create space for the right things. When you protect your time from the unimportant, you can invest it in the important. You become known not for being available to everyone, but for being exceptional at what matters. You stop being scattered across 100 different directions and start being focused on the one direction that leads to your dreams. Chapter 7. The Discipline of Deep Work. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus deeply on important work has become rare, and anything that's rare becomes valuable. Deep work is not just about productivity. It's about producing work that matters. It's about creating value that can't be easily replicated. But deep work requires something most people no longer have, the ability to be bored, to sit with difficulty, to push through resistance. The 4 stages of deep work. Stage 1. Before you can focus deeply, you must prepare your mind and environment. Clear your space. Silence distractions. Set your intention. Know exactly what you want to accomplish. Stage 2. Enter your work completely. Let go of everything else. Don't think about other tasks. Don't worry about time. Just be fully present with the work in front of you. Stage 3. When you maintain deep focus long enough, you enter a state of flow. Time seems to stop. The work feels effortless. You produce your best results. Stage 4. After deep work, take time to reflect. What did you learn? What did you create? How can you improve next time? How to face resistance. Deep work is difficult because your brain resists it. Your brain prefers easy, immediate, stimulating activities. It wants to check messages, browse social media, do busy work. This resistance is normal. It's not a sign of weakness. It's your brain trying to protect you from difficulty. But on the other side of this resistance lies everything you want. Mastery, expertise, meaningful achievement, and the satisfaction of creating something valuable. Building your deep work practice. Start small. Begin with 30-45 minutes of uninterrupted focus. As your mental muscles strengthen, gradually increase the duration. Choose your hardest task first. When your mind is fresh and your willpower is strong, tackle the work that requires the most. Focus. Create a ritual. Same time, same place, same preparation. Consistency builds the habit faster than intensity. Track your progress. Keep a log of your deep work sessions. Seeing your improvement will motivate you to continue. The compound effect. Deep work creates a compound effect. The more you practice it, the better you become at it. The better you become at it, the more valuable your work becomes. You don't just get better at focusing. You get better at thinking, creating, solving problems, and producing work that matters. Chapter 8. Energy management over time management. The wrong question. Most people ask, how can I manage my time better? That's the wrong question. Time is fixed. You can't create more hours in a day. You can't slow down time. You can't save time for later use. But energy is different. Energy fluctuates. Energy can be increased or decreased. Energy can be managed, directed, and optimized. The right question is, how can I manage my energy to make the most of my time? The 4 types of energy. Physical energy, your body's capacity for work. This comes from sleep, nutrition, exercise, and rest. Mental energy, your mind's ability to focus, think clearly, and solve problems. This is highest in the morning for most people. Emotional energy, your capacity to remain positive, motivated, and resilient. This comes from meaningful relationships and purposeful work. Spiritual energy, your connection to something larger than yourself. This comes from living according to your values and contributing to others. Track your energy. Track your energy levels throughout the day for 1 week. Notice when you feel most alert, creative, and productive. Notice when you feel drained, scattered, or unmotivated. Most people discover they have predictable energy patterns. Use this knowledge to schedule your most important work during your high-energy periods. Example: there was an executive who worked long hours but felt unproductive. She would tackle easy tasks when her mind was fresh and save difficult decisions for when she was tired. After tracking her energy, she discovered she was most alert from 8:11 a.m. and again from 2:04 p.m. She restructured her schedule to do strategic thinking during these peak periods. Her productivity doubled, her decisions improved, her stress decreased. Same hours, better energy management. The energy investment strategy. Think of your energy as an investment portfolio. Some activities drain your energy, others restore or increase your energy. Energy drains, negative people, meaningless tasks, cluttered environments, poor sleep, junk food, endless meetings. Energy investments, exercise, meditation, learning, meaningful relationships, purposeful work, nature, adequate sleep. Minimize your energy drains. Maximize your energy investments. Protect your peak hours. Your peak energy hours are precious. Guard them like gold. Don't waste them on email. Don't spend them in unnecessary meetings. Don't give them to interruptions. Use your peak hours for your most important work, the work that requires creativity, focus, and clear thinking. Save routine tasks for your lower energy periods. How to recover your focus. High performers understand something most people don't. Recovery is not optional, it's essential. You can't work all day without eventually collapsing. You can't focus intensely for hours without mental fatigue. Build recovery into your schedule. Short breaks between tasks, longer breaks between projects, days off between intense work periods. Recovery is not laziness, it's managing your energy wisely. Chapter 9. The Focused Morning Ritual. The Power of First Hours. How you start your morning determines how you live your day. If you begin scattered, you'll remain scattered. If you begin focused, you'll stay focused. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their attention to the world. Phone notifications, news, other people's priorities. They start their day in reaction mode. But the most focused people protect their morning like their life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Focus your morning. Hour 1. Mind before. You interact with the world. Spend time with yourself. Meditate, journal, read something meaningful, or simply sit in silence. Feed your mind before feeding your phone. Hour 2. Body, move your body. Exercise, stretch, walk, or do yoga. Physical activity increases focus, boosts energy, and improves mood for the entire day. Hour 3. Purpose work on your most important goal. Before emails, before meetings, before other people's emergencies. Give your freshest energy to your biggest dream. The no phone rule. The most important rule of a focused morning. No phone for the first hour, preferably the first 2 hours. Your phone contains everyone else's priorities. The moment you check it, you're no longer in control of your day. You're reacting to other people's agenda instead of focusing on your own. Keep your phone in another room. Turn it off completely. A focused morning creates a focused day. A focused day creates a focused week. A focused week creates a focused year. When you start each day with intention instead of reaction, you begin to live your life by design instead of by default. You stop letting the world steal your priorities. You start dictating them yourself. Chapter 10. Focus in relationships. The gift of presence. The greatest gift you can give another person is not your opinion, your advice, or your solutions. It's your complete attention. But most people don't know how to be truly present anymore. They're physically there, but mentally elsewhere. Looking at their phone while their child speaks. Thinking about work during dinner with their partner. Planning tomorrow while a friend shares their struggles. This scattered attention is destroying relationships and leaving people feeling unseen, unheard, and unimportant. We live in an attention crisis, not just individually, but relationally. People feel lonely, not because they're alone, but because even when they're with others, no one is truly there. Children compete with phones for their parents' attention. Partners compete with work for their spouse's focus. Friends compete with distractions for genuine connection. The result is relationships that feel shallow, conversations that feel meaningless, and connections that feel broken. The power of deep listening. Deep listening is rare. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. They're waiting for their turn to talk instead of trying to truly hear. But when you listen deeply, something magical happens. People feel valued, they feel understood, they feel connected. And deep listening requires something most people can't give: complete focus. You can't deep listen while multitasking. You can't be present while distracted. Example: the Father's awakening. There was a father who prided himself on being available to his children. He worked from home, spent evenings with the family, attended every school event. But his 8-year-old daughter said something that broke his heart. "Daddy, You look at me, but you don't see me. He realized that even when he was physically present, he was mentally absent, checking emails during dinner, taking calls during playtime, always partially distracted. He made a decision. When he was with his children, he would be completely with them, work put away, distractions aside, full attention, full presence. The change in his relationships was immediate. His children began sharing more. His wife felt more connected. His family time became truly meaningful. So, how do we connect more? Put away all devices when someone is trying to connect with you. Your phone can wait. Your attention cannot be divided. Make eye contact when people speak to you. Eyes are the windows to presence. Looking away sends a message that something else is more important. Ask questions that show you're truly listening. How did that make you feel? What was the hardest part? What do you need from me right now? Be comfortable with silence. Not every pause needs to be filled. Sometimes the most meaningful moments happen in quiet presence. Resist the urge to fix or advise unless specifically asked. Sometimes people just need to be heard, not helped. Focused attention is an investment in your relationships. When you give people your complete presence, you're depositing into the relationship bank account. These deposits create trust, deepen connection, and build stronger bonds. They show people that they matter more than your distractions. Set boundaries. Create technology-free zones and times for your most important relationships. No phones during meals, no screens during bedtime stories, no devices during date nights. These boundaries send a clear message. This relationship is more important than any notification, any email, any digital distraction. What do you get from this investment? When you focus completely on the people you love, they begin to focus completely on you. When you listen deeply, they speak more openly. When you're truly present, they become truly present. Focused relationships aren't just better. Relationships, they're deeper, more meaningful, more satisfying connections that enrich your life in ways scattered attention never could. Chapter 11. The Marathon Mindset. Most people approach focus like a sprint. They try to concentrate intensely for short periods, then burn out and give up. But true focus is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about building the endurance to maintain concentration over time, through difficulties, through boredom, through resistance. The most successful people don't just focus intensely. They focus consistently, day after day, week after week, year after year. The compound power of consistency. Small amounts of focused work, done consistently over time, create extraordinary results. Writing 500 words a day creates a book in 6 months. Exercising 30 minutes daily creates a strong body in a year. Learning one new thing daily creates expertise over time. But most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They want dramatic results from dramatic efforts. The truth is, dramatic results come from undramatic consistency. Example: there was an entrepreneur who wanted to build an online business but felt overwhelmed by the challenge. He tried intensive work sessions, all-nighters, weekend marathons. Nothing stuck. Then he changed his approach. Instead of trying to work for 12 hours at a time, he focused for just 2 hours every single morning. Same time each day, same routine, never missing a day even when he didn't feel motivated. After 6 months, his business was generating income. After 1 year, it supported his family. After 2 years, he achieved financial freedom. The same goal that seemed impossible, with unfocused effort, became realistic with consistent focus. The plateau principle: every skill has plateaus. Periods where you practice consistently but don't seem to improve. Focus is no different. You'll have days when concentration feels difficult, weeks when progress seems slow, months when you question if it's worth it. These plateaus are not signs of failure. They're signs of growth happening beneath the surface, like a plant growing roots before showing leaves. Push through the plateaus. Stay consistent during the difficult periods. The breakthrough is always just beyond where most people give up. The long game focus is not about instant results. It's about playing the long game. It's about making small improvements every day that compound into massive advantages over time. While others chase quick fixes and instant gratification, you build the deeper capacity for sustained attention. While others bounce from one thing to another, you develop the ability to see projects through to completion. While others give up when things get difficult, you have the endurance to persist until you succeed. Conclusion. So, your focused future is here. You now know the truth. You don't need to live scattered anymore. You don't need to be pulled in 1,000 directions. You don't need to feel overwhelmed by the noise and chaos of the modern world. You have everything you need to build a focused life, a life of purpose, a life of power, a life of achievement and peace. But knowing is not enough. Understanding is not sufficient. You must act. You must choose focus over distraction, depth over surface, quality over quantity, intention over reaction. Every single day, the choice is yours. From this moment forward, you have a choice to make. Will you continue to live scattered, jumping from one distraction to another, letting the world control your attention? Or will you take control? Will you protect your focus like the precious resource it is? Will you build the discipline, the habits, the mindset of a truly focused person? The choice is yours. The promise of focus. When you master focus, you don't just improve your productivity, you transform your entire life. You become the person who finishes what they start, the person who creates instead of consumes, the person who builds instead of just dreams. Your relationships deepen because you're truly present. Your work improves because you give it complete attention. Your goals become achievable because you can concentrate on them long enough to make them real. You stop feeling overwhelmed because you're no longer trying to do everything at once. You stop feeling scattered because your mind learns to settle on one thing at a time. You become calm in chaos, steady in storms, unshakable in uncertainty. This is the promise of focus. This is the power waiting for you. The daily practice. Every morning, ask yourself, what is the one thing I can focus on today that will make the biggest difference in my life? Then give that one thing your complete attention. Every evening ask yourself, did I live focused today or did I live scattered? Be honest. Learn from scattered days. Celebrate focused days. When you feel like giving up, there will be days when focus feels impossible. When your mind wants to wander, when distractions call loudly, this is normal, this is expected, this is not failure. Remember why you started this journey. Remember the life you want to build. Remember that every moment of focus is an investment in your future self. The person you become through practicing focus will thank you for not giving up when it felt difficult. The ripple effect. Your focused life will inspire others. Your children will learn presence from watching you. Your colleagues will notice your calm effectiveness. Your friends will appreciate your complete attention. You become a model of what's possible when someone chooses depth over distraction, quality over quantity, focus over scatter. This is how you change not just your life, but the world around you. Final words. Focus is not just a skill, it's a way of being. It's how you choose to move through the world with intention, presence, and power. The world will try to scatter you. Technology will try to distract you. People will try to pull you in different directions. But you now know the secret. You now have the tools. You now understand the path. Stay focused on what matters. Let go of what doesn't. Build the life you dream about, one focused moment at a time. The focused life is not just a better life. It's the only life worth living. Your journey starts now. Your future self is waiting. Focus is your superpower. Use it wisely. The end. The successful warrior is the average person with laser-like focus. Remember, you are not weak for getting distracted. You are human, but you are powerful beyond measure when you choose to focus. And that choice is always available to you in every moment, every day, for the rest of your life.